what the fuck is good? The one person that's listening to this podcast so far is gonna blow up at some point, bro. I promise you. Just stay with me. But yup, this is the Daily Opinion Fact Check, and shit's getting fucking out of hand recently. Very fucking out of hand. Like, if you hear anything, I've been sick a little bit. I should have been posted something, but I've been a little bit sick, so excuse me. But again, I need changes from daily to bi-weekly or some shit, or weekly podcast, whatever. But yeah, Roe v. Wade overturned, abortions out of here, getting shot is a possibility, and a lot of people is dying. Who just died? There was a rapper, Troubled, passed away in Atlanta, and then some other guy got shot out here. I am based out of Atlanta, Georgia. Yeah, so some other guy got shot out here. I don't know what the fuck his name is, but shout out to his and his family. Hopefully he works out. Oh, who the one that got? Oh, and then Lil TJ, or whatever his name was. He's paralyzed now, which is crazy. Like, I really want to know, because they say president is the number one, like, most dangerous job in the world. Because, one president died. I think we only have 44. I think maybe 45. I think, what's his face? Mr. Forget Fall Down on Bike Mister is the 45th president. Let's see what president is. What the fuck is this man? Biden, our 45th. I should have just asked what president he was. Prezi, bust down Prezi. How do you spell president? All right, let's see. He's our 46th. Okay, so Biden's our 46th president, so that means that bang, bang, bang. 1 divided into 46. Where the fuck is the divide sign? These computers are getting more shitty. Or I just got a cheap-ass computer. All right. So that means 2% of all presidents die. What was I relating this shit to? 2% of all presidents die, but it was... I forgot what I was talking about. Whatever. All right. Roe v. Wade. I just saw that Ghislaine Maxwell just got 20 years in prison. And I'm like, that's extremely low. Usually you would think, like, you should just get, like, a life sentence for something like that, right? Instead of just, okay, here, for aiding Epstein in sex trafficking. Well, aiding and abetting is a little bit less than you would think. And then those who don't know, Ghislaine Maxwell helped with Epstein traffic them children, but people were saying that she was like the person that got them in touch with Epstein, but Epstein was like the rapist. So I don't know if you're kind of the supplier of children. That seems a lot worse. No, not a lot worse. Let me backpedal real quick. That's still really bad. I mean, yeah, I guess it's worse than raping the kids themselves. So yeah, either way, shame on her. But 20 years, I mean, I understand that she's old and they said that she's going to get out in her 70s, but it's still like she could still live a life and she's probably going to be still pretty rich, and say she lives till 90. That means she got 20 years to kind of kick it. I mean, she's been living it up for the last 50. So, but yeah, it's so weird that this isn't, and that's why I think a lot of this stuff is kind of getting thrown under the bus or whatever, or thrown to the point where no one really cares about it. Because, like, I'm sorry, I'm still sick and I'm high off of drugs right now, so I might be all over the place even more so. But it's like all this abortion shit came out of nowhere, and like it's kind of turning the USA on its head. And it's like, why is all this shit happening? And I'm like, they're covering something up because, like, some people are like, oh, yeah, we're definitely going into a recession because, like, all these ridiculous price increases and everything. So we got to go into a recession in order to kind of get these prices back down. I'm not exactly sure how that works. But, yeah, because it's like, okay, we need prices to go down. So we're going to send the country into a recession. But I don't even know how you send a country into a recession. Because usually I just thought recession, well, yeah, I can't even speak on this, some stock shit. I know a little bit about stocks, but not enough to define what the fuck. Actually, I think that'll be great for the podcast. I'm going to learn about it real quick. Britney's back, bitch. I don't fucking know how the government puts itself in a recession. There was a lot of words, and I didn't feel like fucking reading all that shit. So read up on yourself. But they said we still going through it though. Damn, this is like wildly unfunny. I feel like shit. Let's see. Yeah, so recession. And I don't know if I ever said this before, but I've seen somewhere that they said like Republicans passed a bill so that it could, so that gas prices could get higher. And I looked that up while looking into this recession bullshit, and I couldn't find anything on that. So it might be false news. But again, if you listen to this fucking podcast, do not take any of this shit as fact. It's just me kind of putting things out there. If you want to look at it, you can look at it. Wow, this is not funny at all. All right. I can't even be like a little bit cute with it. I need to be cute. I'm a cute guy. Let's see. So, fuck. I'm not editing that out. I don't have the time for that. I should be working right now, but I'm not. Fuck them. I'll do this on my own time. If the company hears me, don't fuck y'all. Let's see. So, rates, blah, blah, blah. What the fuck else was I looking at? Oh, yeah, why are gas prices going up? So I was looking that up too, because apparently like one thing of a recession is like when energy demands go like stupid duper high, and with gas being the highest it's ever been, it makes sense that you could kind of look into it and be like, oh, okay, yeah, this is a sign of a nation going into recession. And I had it up. It's so crazy. Like if you need something, you can't find it. If you don't need it, you find it everywhere. You know what I'm saying? You know what the fuck I'm saying? Okay, here we go. Okay, that was just me playing for a little bit of time, a little play. Let's see. So they say gas prices are high. I agree. And then they say, why are gas prices high? They say, fuck. Because people were saying it was because of that Russian shit, because Russia ships out so much gas. But now they're going back and they're saying, I hate this shit so much, because they just can keep flip-flopping shit. They can just keep flip-flopping shit. So they were saying that, the gas is high because, the Russian, they ship everything out. But then when you talk to, there was this dude that's like some head of gas company. That sounds fake, but I swear to God, I read it somewhere. It's on the New York Times, called Fact Check Republicans Biting Gas. Awesome name. That's not a lie. Look it up and it's probably there. But either way, they said that the gas prices are actually high because of what COVID did with it, because the gas prices had to go down so low because, people weren't driving, everything turned to remote jobs and everything like that, that's what made the gas prices go low. But now they're just trying to recoup on their losses, because they were like, they brought us down to our knees. And I'm like, I just don't understand. Like, if you're $1 billion corporation, how the fuck do you get brought down to your knees? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Yeah, 1 year is going to set you back a bit, but it's not like you really was like, oh yeah, we're about to go bankrupt. Like, you should have a little bit left in the, a little bit of money left in the tank. You shouldn't be spending 100% of your fucking profits every year, to become like bigger and better. It's like, yeah, you're probably saving, like, the fucking billionaire nigga that is the head of it probably makes wild money, enough to have Epstein flying his fucking car or whatever. Yeah, he has a car that flies. I didn't misspoke, whatever. But yeah, either way. So yeah, they're just saying we need to recoup these losses type of shit. And then they say the gas tax holiday. President Biden called on Congress to temporarily suspend the federal gas tax, but experts remain skeptical the move would benefit customers much. I don't know nothing about no gas tax. I just know regular tax. If I also paying tax on gas, that's fucking double taxing. That's some bullshit. Only bad options. President Biden's trip to Saudi Arabia is unlikely. Okay, apparently this nigga went to Saudi Arabia for some reason. It's like, hey, let me get some gas. It's like, unless you suck my dick or shit in my mouth or the other way around, whatever it is they doing with them OnlyFans. They're just like, yeah, Biden's gonna be my own, my little hooker for today. Damn, this is not funny. I am off my game, folks. Whatever, you gotta put out content so then when you blow up, they got people to listen to, and then they can be like, wow, I know next week when the fuck he's sick. Not next week, but, next time he's sick, don't listen to it, because he's going to talk fast, he don't sound right, and he's not going to give a fuck. But hey, hacking high. Okay, this is stupid. Yeah, pretty much gas is high. You're going to have to deal with it until some white people figure it out up in the, in D.C. or whatever. Let's do some more urban stuff. I think that's the best way to go about it, instead of listening to gas shit all day. I only smoke gas. Okay. I don't know what that means. Good shit. All right, hold on, buddy. All right. Now, they're creating a medicine that could let humans live up to 200 years and is currently being developed. A British scientist said that new drugs and could remove zombie cells in our body that let humans age to 200. Man, I'm going to be real with you. I'm going to be really real with you. Don't nobody need to live to fucking 200 years old. Because I know my great-grandparents lived till they were 80. And I'm sorry, till they were in their late 90s, not 80s. And they weren't looking too hot. I mean, unless the cells like just degenerate like 2 times. So like by the time you're 200, you look 100. And by the time you're 100, you look 50. Then that might be fire, because then you would just be 20 until you're 40. Well, your 20s would last from when you're 40 all the way up until 30, 60. So 40 to 60, that would be kind of lit. But that's the thing. You can't just be if you have that drug, they probably stave off cancer. So you can party, cocaine, as long as you can hold down a job, you'll be straight. But you can only imagine the explosion in fucking, what's it called? In the United States, or like in the world, the explosion of population. Because, if like people's good fucking years is probably between like 18 and 45, I'm going to say. Because they say after you're 30 as a woman, you're in a high risk. So, I mean, let's just say the prime ages is 18 to 30. And like, I don't even know, 80% of women have their kids between then. I'm just making that shit up. Actually, let me see what ages they do. All right, I got something. So it looks like around 27 in the United States is when, and it's saying like 85% of women have kids. Or, yeah, have had a kid. It's kind of crazy. I guess. I mean, maybe that seems lower than what I'm thinking. I don't know. I just think of girls like they just want to have kids, whatever. But yeah, back in the day, what the fuck am I looking at? Whatever. I'm taking away from the podcast. This amazing $1 million fucking podcast. I don't know why the fuck I gave it. Oh yeah. So if you're pretty much, let's say, okay, 27, let's just say 35 to fucking 20. Or your best year. So that's 15. So then you're just doubling the amount of time that people can have kids and have slip-ups, and then there's no abortion bill and shit coming in. So our population's already exploded from like 7. I remember when it was 7 billion people and it hit 8 billion like last year. I think it was 7 billion when I was in high school, something like that. I don't know, but either way, population's already exploding. That's the only thing, is that we're going to have to do like some China, Korea shit and start cutting the heads off of little babies at some point. Like, because there's no other way to limit it, because people are going to fuck regardless. Even if they don't want to have kids, they're still going to fuck. There's going to always be thoughts. There's always going to be pills, and there's always going to be some semen getting into some vagina and having a baby, right? So, there's really no way to stop. That's the only downside. I mean, that's really the only downside. And there are probably more murders, too. Because I wonder if you would mature slowly also, if you would be like, because then if you're 20 years old, real world, you'd look like a 10-year-old. So it's like, okay, so now I'm 20 years old in a 10-year-old's body. Can I fuck? I can't, get anyone pregnant or nothing. Or, yeah, because, I mean, you don't want to be stuck with a 10, because then you're just living a longer, less fulfilled life. Like, if your life is lit, then it's lit. But if your life sucks and you just got to deal with double the amount of sucking time, Yeah. They just need to make something though where you don't need to sleep. I think that'll make things better for most people. Just make it so I don't need to sleep anymore. Because sleep is the cousin of death. But just don't make me die. Let's see. What does this fucking guy do? This nerd. Dr. Andrew Steele, a British computational biologist. How the fuck you a computer biologist? They ain't even got organs. Recently authored a new book on longevity and has said new advances in, what the fuck is this word? Senolytics? Senolytics drugs that focus on the destruction of cells, blah, 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 blah. Whatever. He made something you can live longer. Fuck him. Okay. Las Vegas man was arrested for allegedly killing a woman's 15-year-old dog because she didn't have dinner with him. Yeah. It's stories like this where I do be like, oh, okay, I see why girls might be the way that they are. Because I know if someone were to come and kill my cat, I'm like, yeah, well, I'm going to kill your kid now. Like, and then I'm going to shoot you for fucking trying me like that. So it's just like, it just don't make any sense. It really don't. Killing someone's dog because they don't want to go out with you on a date, like that's some weird, like, 'cause that's the thing. He must have never been like denied before. And he don't look like a looker or nothing. But it's just like, if you're a regular guy, I mean, unless he just snapped and was like, okay, I'm gonna go. But then how would he know where her house is? Let's read this story real quick before I start. Well, I'm gonna pass judgments first. How did he know where her house was? And then if the dog was there, and he just killed the dog in front of her, like if she was like walking his dog, and then he just walked in and was like, hey, like I like the way you look. I'm about to, ask you out. And then she says no, and then he just kills the dog in front of him. Like he gotta know he's going to jail. And also, I think that animal abuse should be a little bit more so. I think it's just gonna be hard to get people on it. Like I think animal abuse needs to be a little bit heavier in court. Because, they say if you start abusing animals or like killing animals, that's like the first step to like killing people. So it's like, hey, we need to nip that shit in the bud. If you're out there strangling dogs and shit, like, because that's the thing. They still like, plead and everything like that, So if you can deal with, a dog that's pleading and scratching and biting and trying to get away and is, like, I don't know, then you could probably do that to a person. Like, I don't think I could strangle a dog to death unless it bit me or something. It's like, well, I could do that to a person. No, I couldn't. I didn't say that. Let's see what the fuck happened with this guy. Don't think about me. A Las Vegas man was arrested for allegedly killing a woman's 15-year-old dog. Damn, that bitch is old. Because she didn't have dinner with him, according to his arrest report. Jonathan Littleton, that's a terrible name. He needed to change that. You couldn't just get away with that shit. He's black too, so you already know someone called him Little Dick at some point. Is facing a charge of killing an animal after he allegedly kicked a woman's poodle in her backyard because he was upset with her. She did not have dinner with him. The alleged incident happened on June 16th, just before 8:30 p.m., when the woman called the police saying her friend Nathan had kicked and killed her dog. Oh, it was her friend? According to the report, the woman told police that Littleton got upset she didn't want to speak to him, after which he began yelling in the backyard near her dog, kicked it once and left. The woman ran to her dog, found her was deceased. Okay, so he wasn't like, still though, I mean, kicking a dog, that's still fucked up. But he wasn't like, okay, I'm going to grab a razor blade and cut his throat or whatever and let it just drown out in its own blood. It's like, oh, okay. He kicked an old-ass dog and then it died. That's like that guy that the dude came up to him while he was working and called him a nigger. And he punched him in the face and then he died. He may not die, but either way, for the sake of the story, this motherfucker's dead to the world. And what's it called? I don't know, probably some manslaughter shit. Because then they're like, you shouldn't be hitting people. It's like, well, you shouldn't have called me a nigger. But it's so crazy that people still say that shit. If I was a white person, like, I'd just be like, yeah, there's no reason to ever say this. Because either I'm going to get killed or I'm going to have my life destroyed around me. It just doesn't make any sense how you can just get... I don't think I've ever been so mad where I'm just like, unless I'm drunk maybe, but so mad that I'm just like, fuck everything. If I go to jail for the rest of my life, I need to let him know what the fuck it is. Nigga. All right. Let's see. Yeah, but that's sad. I'd be upset too. I wonder how hard he kicked it. Like, because that's the thing. She said Nathan was her friend. So he was out there plotting. But that's the problem with it, is that's why we need to, I don't know, raise kids or whatever to be kind of more upfront with what they want. Because, like, even in college, I used to hate them guys that would just lurk. They just be lurking, wait until, like, something happened to the girl so they can kind of swoop in and then get her in the time of, like, her not thinking right to fuck. It's like, no. Like, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I guess you got to do, if that's just your plan and it works for you, it works for you. Like, if you get to smash off every week on a different girl, that's sad. It's like, hey, if it's working, it's working. Because usually mine is like, okay, I'm going to talk to you, we're going to go out on dates, and then I'm going to smash when, like, by the third date. But if you're just like I don't know, because I'm a little bit on the taller side, so that's easy. If you're like a 5'2" guy, still like good looking, still got like, what's it called? Like funny on your side, you could probably sneak some dick in. But I don't know. I think that's what this guy tried to do, and at a certain point he just got tired of waiting. He was sitting around with his friends, and they just like, bro, you just gotta talk to her, bro. Like, she was over your house and she fell asleep on your shoulder. You already know she wanted talking to all his friends that still don't get no hoes. It's like, yeah, man, but I just didn't want to do anything. She's been a friend this whole time. She got this old ass dog. Like, it's about to die. It's about to die. I can swoop in on that whenever it passes. And they're like, nah, bro, you gotta go over and let her know. Like, that dog's already 15 years old. We don't know when it's gonna die. Then he goes over there and he's like, hey, whatever the fuck your name is, lady, I really liked you and I want to go out. And she said, ew, nigga, fuck out of here. Get the fuck on. He's just like, oh shit. All right. And then he leaves, and then the dog comes over, bites his leg, and then he kicks it in the head, and it dies. Oh shit, that'd be fucked up. But the dog shouldn't have bit me. But yeah, that's the thing. I know the dog didn't bite him or nothing because, like, they would have included that in the article unless they're just trying to throw this nigga under the bus. They did say accused. Well, I guess he wasn't charged with it technically yet. Was it like animal abuse? Because it's not abuse if you kill him. Like, if you fucking abuse your kid versus you killed your kid, like, that's two totally different things, right? It's like, yeah, you're going to jail versus, yeah, your kids are getting taken away and you're going to jail. I guess both of them, your kids are getting taken away. Okay, I'm not going to say that, Joe. That's not good. Let's see. Ranter or dog founder was deceased. Awesome. No, not awesome. I mean, it's I don't know. It's just a sad story because, again, 15 years, if she, had that dog for 15 years, that shit probably hurt like fuck. And especially her friend doing it. And the thing is that she even said her friend Nathan to the dispatchers. So you already know that they were probably like pretty close. Like, if it was an acquaintance, it would just been like, yeah, this fucking dude like kicked my dog and now it's dead. That would be crazy. That would be crazy. All right, Johnny Depp possibly back as Captain Jack from Pirates of the Caribbean, striking a $300 million deal. I'm not mad at this nigga. I am mad at this nigga. I don't like anyone that makes a lot of fucking money and doesn't give me some of it. And that's anyone that makes $1 million or more a year. Fuck y'all. Get me in on some of that shit. Yeah, no. I mean, it's good, but I'd still be like, okay, Disney, y'all really fucked up and you just kind of left me hanging, bro. I'm gonna take this money, but you better, like, I don't know, I need something on the back end, nigga. Because that's the thing, it's $300 million just like upfront money, and then anything he makes is like, he gets 5% of whatever the fuck else grosses in. I'd love to know, like, an actor's actual, like, royalties and everything. Because, like, Pirates of the Caribbean, like, they probably still... How many movies are there? It's like 5? It's like 5? Goddamn, I wish I should have did that. I knew better. But, yeah. Nah. Pirates of the Caribbean. That shit... Can we just agree that this shit, like, not even a really good, like, movie... Like, it's all right. The third one was straight. It had, like, the little octopus nigga, but all the other ones, I'm like... I watched the first one. I was like, am I really watching this? It was kind of cool with the little moonlight. If y'all ain't seen it, you ain't seen it, and I'm going to ruin it for you. Not ruin it. I don't even remember the whole thing. I don't even remember what the second one was. I don't know the second one. First one was a little coins. They had to get in the moonlight. They had to get blood of a virgin or something. Second one, they had, like... I don't even remember the second one. I think they had to go see, like, that racist-ass witch doctor-looking girl, that Creole girl, and then do something with that. Then the third one, they had the little octopus guy and the Kraken. And then there was in the heart. That one was actually pretty solid. I'm not going to lie. That third one was kind of good. And then the fourth one, they had to, like, go to each side of the boat and then flip the boat over. For whatever reason, they in the upside down or whatever the fuck. I don't know. So, yeah, this is the fifth movie, unless I'm missing one. Nah, it's a fifth. But yeah, these movies are like really fucking mid, and I don't really know anyone that's like excited to see these movies. Like, if you're a person that goes to see Pirates of the Caribbean, is it Caribbean or Caribbean? Because why does everyone say Caribbean? But then when you talk to you can talk to a Jamaican person and be like, hey, you like that movie series that Johnny Depp is in where he plays a pirate? They'll be like, oh, Pirates of the Caribbean. It's like, yeah. But then you'll be like, where are you from? The Caribbean. Oh, shit. Man, I thought someone was in my house. But nah. Caribbean and Caribbean. Yeah, because I don't think anyone ever says Caribbean. Something happened there where they changed that vernacular around. Yeah, fuck them. Them movies aren't good. But I'm happy that he's making money, but break me off a piece of that Kit Kat dough. Yeah. And I hope this lady, I don't know, I need to watch some like stuff on Amber Heard and see what she has to say about herself. Because I've seen one interview where pretty much they were like, yeah, but you were saying like wrong stuff. She just seems like a psycho, like, because literally she doesn't even say like, oh yeah, I did lie or nothing like that. She just kind of takes it in and then just says some bullshit. Like, well, I sometimes when someone does do things to you, you think it's like, well, yeah, that is true. Like when people do that to you, but you were lying on this man and didn't, he didn't do any of those things. And you still, claim that he abused you, but you were actually the abuser. Yeah, and things like that happen. But I mean, you really just have to stick it out and just be strong in those moments. It's like, what does that have to do with the other? And the thing is, the way that her brain or like her expression just doesn't change is like either she's just not registering it. Yeah, she just can't be registering it. It's like when it goes into her ears, it just switches around to a whole different saying, But also, that's only one interview. Other interviews, she might be very kind and very sweet and not abrasive and not white. But maybe not. Maybe she's white in all the interviews. Who the fuck cares? I do. Let's see. This is ridiculous. 29-year-old trans woman obliterates 13-year-old girl in New York City women's skateboarding contest. Okay. A 29-year-old transgender woman beat a 13-year-old girl to take home the top prize in a skateboarding contest in NYC, reigniting the debate over whether new exclusivity pushes to create unfair advantage in women's sports. Yeah, I'd say a 30-year-old guy that's been skating a lot longer than a 13-year-old girl would probably beat a 13-year-old girl in a skating contest. She also did get second prize, though, but I'd love to know how many people were actually contending. Well, she's from Florida, so they actually went all the way up to New York from there. It's like two totally different sides of the country. 4 of the 6 finalists were under the age of 18. Oh, I guess this isn't like okay. When I first read this, I thought they were saying like, he was 29, but he was competing in a 13-year-old contest. Like, hey, don't be ageist. I feel like I'm 60 years old, but I feel like I'm 10, It's okay if I kiss this girl. What? Let's see. 4 of the 6, blah, 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 don't care. Trace, who the fuck is Trace? 13-year-old girl. Okay, they say Trace attempted to participate in the Women's Street USA Skateboarding National Championship to aid in her bid to qualify for the Olympics, but was rejected because she had too much testosterone. Trace is 838 in the global rankings compared to Katori's 133. Now, who's Katori? Okay, Katori is a 13-year-old girl. Wow, that girl is probably doing stuff. 133? You beat 33 more people, people would give a fuck. Because I don't think anyone cares. Yeah, I'm number 1,000 in fucking streaming. It's like, all right, that don't mean nothing to me, nigga. All right. And people skateboarding, I don't think that's in the Olympics. I think that's in the X Games, ain't it? Skateboarding, snowboarding, all them board ones. Waterboarding, jet skiing, airboarding, copboarding, clickboarding, all that shit. New Florida law will allow police to pull driver over for playing loud music and give them a $114 ticket. The law goes into effect July 1st. This is in Florida. This is a stupid fucking law. Whether you live in Florida or you're visiting, don't care about any of that. A new Florida law, don't care about that. Living in the area where there's a lot of downtown activity and there are cars that come through at 12 or 1 o'clock in the morning, blaring their music, bumping through the neighborhood, is gay, is what Lamonte Gwen said. It's gay as fuck, and I really hate it. I also hate having a good time, and I also hate having very peaceful sleep. Peaceful sleep. So I don't know why I'm voting for this bill if I hate peaceful sleep, and I also hate when people ride through at 12 to 1 p.m. blaring their music in the downtown. I'm like, nigga, suck it up. Suck it up. If you're not rich enough to get high enough that you can't hear the music and you want to be downtown, that's what the fuck is just going to happen. Like, you can't just, I don't know. That's some weird Karen shit. And why is that $114? I think there's just another reason for cops to try to, what's it called? pull people over and, just see, because if you're driving around at 12 to 1 p.m. in the downtown of a city, police probably want to be able to pull you over for whatever reason they want to, because they'll be like, there's probably a lot. Like, imagine at 12 to 4 a.m. in the morning versus, literally any other time of day when the lights are up. How many drunk drivers, how many people with drugs do you think that there are? Because, usually when it's nighttime, you want to have a good time. Not saying that you can't work at night too, but if you're blaring music, like, I don't know, you might be doing something. So I really just think it's the police being like, shit, well, people have complained about it. Some Karens have complained about it. We want to search these niggas' cars and get these quota ups. And it's so weird that they have like $114. It's so specific, so very specific. And also, I'd love to know what the decimal level has to be, because now they have to carry around decimal like meters or something like that to figure out how much sound is actually coming out of these cars, Because then it was like, nope, I'm right underneath the limit. Like, I'm drawing that point out. That's the thing. I wonder if you're driving, like, I know the thing for drunk driving is like 0.08, right? But if you're 0.07, they can probably get you for something else. They're probably going to get you and be like, yeah, well, it's, I don't know, inebriated driving, it's aggressive driving, it's reckless driving, whatever. They probably get you for something else. Like, I doubt they're just real cool with like, oh, shit, well, you did it. You won, you beat the game. 0.07, you're 0.1 less. You're straight. The 0.07999. But yeah, I think this is just like a way for police to kind of reach out a little bit more and just be like, hey, we want to, and this is only in Florida too, so I don't know how often. I don't know. I feel like Florida people be kind of cool with it. Like, you have alligators in your fucking backyard. Like, aren't you cool with a little bit of loud music? Whatever, though. Okay, breaking the Supreme Court, overturned Roe v. Wade. We seen that already. Oh, okay. And I don't know if y'all saw this. This was a very small portion of, like, the thing. But pretty much Biden also fell off a bike or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, old people can fall off of bikes. I'm not super mad at that. I didn't even watch the video. But this one's a little bit interesting because I'm like, y'all don't need to give this nigga a task list for the leader of the Supreme World. So he goes up. He goes up to talk to people. And he has a highly detailed cheat sheet with just basic instructions. So it says here, offshore wind drop-by sequence of events. I don't know what meeting that is, and I don't know what the fucking offshore wind drop-by means. But it says, you enter the Roosevelt room and say hello to your participants. You take your seat, press enters. You give brief comments / minutes, press departs. You ask Liz Schuler, AFL-CIO, president, a question. Note, Liz is joining virtually. Thank you, participant. You thank participants, you depart. Like, that's a very, unless his day is just super filled up, that's a very, like, controlling sort of thing. Like, hey, the fact that they even have to say, you take your seat, you say hello to everyone and you take your seat. Like, because that's a weird thing, is that they say you ask Liz Schuler a question. They don't give him the question, though. So is he good enough that he can just ask her a random question when he doesn't know who the fuck this lady is? Ask her a question. Oh, how's your day going? That's probably what they do. Like, oh, we've had nice weather, huh? Oh, he just looks outside. It's been real sunny today, huh? Like, it's so weird. Yeah, I guess so. It's like, okay, that's a question. Oh, this food is divine, huh? We don't have any food. It's some crackers, I guess. Like, yeah, Rich crackers are pretty good. They've been in stores for years. Oh, okay, yeah. Gotcha. I'm pissing my pants right now. Fuck, that's not a question. Let's see, but yeah. Yeah, no, that's a little crazy. I don't really like that. I don't recall Barack Obama having anything like that, but I don't know why I said both his names. Usually when you say Obama, everyone always thinks about Michelle. So that's why I had to make sure to precipice. Is that the right word? Precipice? It's something like that. Some word like that starts with a P and ends with a preface. There we go. Preface that with Barack, because usually when I say Obama, they're like, oh, Sasha? I'm like, no, the big one. Oh, and then they say the other ones. Michelle? I don't know what the other little Obama girl name is. I was going to say the B word, but I didn't. She's to be respected, even though she smokes weed like a fucking heathen and criminal. She should have went to jail. And I've seen her twerking online. This is bad. They're going to be drug dealers soon. And then it's like, no, not the fucking daughters, the one that's like their parent. And then they're like, Michelle Obama? And I say, no, fucking no. Jesus. It's the black guy. And then they name Obama's dad, whoever the fuck that is. And then I say, no, it's Barack Obama. And they say, oh, him. I forgot about him. I say, yeah, he's a forgettable one. Yep. It's forgettable. I can't tell you how many times I've been in a thing like that where I bring up Obama and no one knows who the fuck I'm talking about. Okay, FDA officially bans the sale of Juul e-cigarettes in the U.S. Yeah. I don't feel any way towards this. Actually, I feel good, I guess. Well, that's the thing. I don't think they came out with like how bad e-cigarettes are. They just said like, yeah, this shit is definitely bad for you. We just don't know how bad yet. Because there was a story I was listening to with a 18-year-old that had a stroke because he was smoking so many of them. Because that's the thing. It's not just Juuls, though. I don't know why they did the Juuls in particular because like apparently all these e-cigarettes are like really bad for you. I smoked Juuls at some point in time, and let me tell you, that shit was addicting, and that shit was awesome and also great. Like, when I did it, they were kind of new, and they were like $20 a pop, and I was just like, this is just too expensive for me to do. But now I think, or before they got banned, they were like $5 per cartridge or something like that. That shit, I would have been on it I would have 100% been on it. Because that's the thing, you wake up in the morning, you just hit it, and it don't smell, so you can hit it anywhere you want to. That e-cigarette fat is like really... There's like no downside other than like the health risk and having strokes and heart problems and shit. But yeah, I don't know. That shit is just so like refreshing. I remember I would be at work and just get even the littlest bit of stressed out, and I'd just take a deep hit. Oof, hold it in and blow it out. And you're like, yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling real fucking good, And then you never have like a point where you can't do it. Like if you can go to the bathroom or if you can just get alone for like 10 seconds, you can do it. And it's no problem. Like, because no one can see you, I even did it where I, smoked it or whatever and then put it in my, blew it into my shirt so you couldn't see the little smoke thing, the little air, whatever. But yeah, I mean, I guess it's good because, I've seen online like Instagram or whatever, kids having fucking bags full of just empty Juul pods. And it's just like, bro, how are you getting these shits? You were 16. I don't know how old the kids were, but I mean, it's just like cigarettes. Cigarettes probably shouldn't be, because people say that it should be a class 1 drug or whatever because it serves like no medical benefit. Like even like, marijuana serves a medical benefit, reducing anxiety and everything like that. Reducing anxiety and whatnot. But, yeah, cigarettes and tobacco it really just gives you cancer and kills you. It's crazy. It's like the number one, or maybe good eating is number one, but most, not unidentified, but most preventable health risk or whatever. But yeah, I mean, hopefully this saves some lives, but I don't know if it's, I mean, it's going to make some people sad for a few months, or they're just going to switch over to cigarettes. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, yeah. These parents left their kid in the car, and then he died. So pretty much Georgia Supreme Court has overturned the murder conviction of Justin Harris, the father sentenced to life without parole for the hot car death of his 22-month-old son, Cooper. You may remember this from last time I talked to y'all. The last one, I believe they left him in the thing, and then they went home to prepare for their other kid's birthday party, and just was like, yeah, he can get out the car seat himself. We don't know why the fuck he didn't, and we just assume. So I'm like, he was in there for a long-ass time. How do you not see one of your kids around? Where the fuck is that guy that was around for 5 years? I don't think that's the same one, because I think the other kid was 5 years old. This one's 22 months. What is that, like 2? Supreme Court has reversed the conviction for murder and other crimes related to the death in the hot car because the jury heard and saw an extensive amount of improperly admitted evidence. I'd love to know what the evidence is. If you put your son in the car and then you left him there and he died, it's like, what other evidence do you need? Someone actually took him out he did take him out the seat and someone put him back in. You never know who the fucking murderer is. But I don't think that's the case in Mr. Harry Styles. What the fuck is this guy's name? Justin Harris. Harris Cooper died on June 8, 2014. Wow. It's been 8 years. This justice system needs to hurry this shit the fuck up. Like, we need to get away from, like, arresting people for some bullshit. Oh, yeah, he pissed in, in a dark alley. Now you have to go to jail and you're going to have to lie. It's like, what? Bro, you better get people that kill their fucking sons. Like, come on now. Jesus. The court decided that oh my God. Hold on, I didn't read this. The Supreme Court has reversed low blood conviction, murder, and other crime related to the death of his toddler son, Cooper, in a hot car because the jury heard and saw an extensive amount of improperly admitted evidence, according to the release. The court decided that the sexually explicit evidence had little to do with proving if Harris intentionally left Cooper in the hot car. Cooper Harris died 2014 when his father left him inside the SUV outside his office for nearly 7 hours. Prosecutors argued that it was intentional. They said Harris was living a double life and wanted to escape his family life what the fuck does it matter? They said Harris was living a double life and wanted to escape his family life to be the other Jason Ross Harris. During trial, they brought multiple women who were sexting with Harris on the day of Cooper's death, including a minor This shit don't make no sense. Okay, hold on now. I'm not going to look into this anymore. I'm going to just take it for what the fuck I just read right there. But are they saying that, yeah, we're going to dismiss the evidence because all this other shit of him, like, trying to fuck a minor and texting a bunch of other women don't matter, like, doesn't matter to the evidence. So, all that whole death shit can just be overturned. Like, what? If he just... Because it's like, if you just leave your kid in the car for 7 hours while you're in the office, number one... I don't even understand. Like, you could probably I think your boss would be pretty cool with you taking your 2-year-old kid, and not even 2. 1 in 10 months. This shit don't make no fucking sense. And that's why when people say, like, is there maybe a little bit of discrimination in the law cases, if there's a black dude, they'll be like, oh yeah, lock him up off the child shit, and then we'll figure out the whole, like, trying to fuck a minor afterwards. This is ridiculous. I'm going to have to look into this more. Let me look into this more. I'll be back. I'm back. This is absolute bullshit, all right? This is ridiculous. Because of the properly admitted evidence that whoever appellant maliciously and intentionally led Cooper to die was far from overwhelming. The court's opinion said we cannot say that it is highly probable that the erroneously admitted sexual evidence did not contribute to the jury's guilty verdicts. So in addition to 3 counts of murder, Harris was found guilty of 2 counts of cruelty to children for Cooper's death and guilty of 3 counts related to his electronic exchanges of lewd material with minors. Per its ruling, Georgia Superior only reversed Harris's convictions regarding the crimes against his son. That's just so fucking stupid. That's just so stupid. It's like, okay, you can't say that he was cheating on his wife, even though we have, text messages and, he was trying to fuck a little girl, because then it made him look bad. So then we can't say that him killing his kid, like, the jury's going to already think that he's actually killed his kid if you made him look bad like that. That is so crazy. I've never even heard of something like that. Because that's the thing, like, if you're bringing up, like, drug charges and then you're like, yeah, this guy beats his wife, I feel like they're going to let that shit slide for a black person. But look, they're like, okay, well, we ain't just going to let him out, I guess. They're like, okay, we're still going to give him a little bit of time. But, I mean, killing a kid, that's probably whatever. Harris was sentenced to 12 years and Jesus. Fucking up. Harris was sentenced to 12 years in all on those 3 charges. 10 years for 1 count of attempt to commit sexual exploitation of a child because he was texting a minor. They didn't say what age he was, but a minor. And 1 year each for 2 counts of dissemination of harmful material of a minor. I guess he tried to delete some of the stuff according to the court's ruling. So they were like, we'll get you on raping kids or trying to rape a kid, but we're not going to get you on killing your son. That's just too much time. Like, that's just ridiculous. I don't get it. He put him in the car. It was a rear-facing seat. So he put him in the car, in a rear-facing seat, and went to his job for 7 hours, and then came back and his son was dead. It's like, I don't know. Unless he was just like, yeah, I'm a fucking wacky guy. I don't fucking know if my son's in the car or not. That's the only way that you could probably get off from that. So unless he was just like, I had no clue he was in the backseat. Like, he shouldn't have been back there. My wife put him in the backseat. I drove to work and just left him in the back. Like, because that's the thing. You could probably hear something. Like, unless his commute is like 5 minutes or he's just blaring music. Like, I guess because rear facing, you can't see the kid. But I don't know. Still, it's just like, okay. I don't know. That's crazy. But that's the thing. I just love to... It's just very interesting how they're just like, yeah, we can't do it because you made them look bad. All right, you made them look bad to the jury. That's why. But then they'll be like, this guy sold like, a gram of weed. He also beats his wife and he's kicked a dog before. He needs to go to jail forever. It's like, that shit doesn't apply then, but somehow it applies now. I don't know. Shit's not fair and crazy. Crazy. A little bit crazy. All right, and I think I only got like 1 or 2 left. So we'll see if any of these even... Oh, do I? I don't think I do. How about you? Oh, yeah, there's a recession shit I was looking up. Yeah, Ghislaine Maxwell. Yeah, nothing else. All right. This one's short today, or it's 45 minutes. I think that's a pretty long one. 6 inches is long, 45 minutes is long if you're a little bit short, you know what I'm saying? But all right, y'all. Whoever the one person is listening to this, I appreciate you. I don't know who you are. You are a master. Spread it. Spread this. I'm also going to be putting up, I don't know, clips. I'm going to find something that's funny. Clearly nothing from this fucking episode, but other shit that's funny. Put it online. And then, yeah. Oh, yeah. And also listen to me and my cousin. We're going to be coming out with a new podcast called Pull Out Guys that we're going to probably be doing every week or so. So get on that. And, enjoy your day. We're going to get to it. Peace.